Um, so we will got it. So that's why I am here today. So congratulations for every club officer who's continuing in the second term. I know this is your term too. So quite a lot of goals we have to achieve. I think, Gaurav, you may have seen the report that I shared this morning. Quite interesting things we can do. It's easily achievable. So let's rock this term.
Thanks, Ron.
Okay.
So Chitra, shall we start? Okay. Okay. So very good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I am Gaurav Tripathi, and I will be Sergeant at Arms for today's session. I welcome everyone to the 99th Toastmaster session of Radisys SoundBytes Club. In order to have a smooth meeting, here are some of the ground rules. So let me explain it. First rule is, please put yourself on mute when not speaking. The next one, be mindful when talking about sex, religion, and politics. And the third one, support the speakers with your warm smiles and claps. Every Toastmaster club has a mission which gives the right direction to the club. Our club's mission is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which all the members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Moving further, as this is our first meeting of 2023, I would like to wish a Happy New Year to everyone. As a club, thank you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
As a club president, I would like to thank all the club members for their support in conducting club meetings without a miss in the last term. Our ExCom team also addressed few of the issues raised in the last moment of truth related to the awareness of club meetings and the club awareness things. I hope we'll continue on this way and will improve further on the remaining areas as well. In the last term year, we became the Distinguished Toastmaster Club by gaining the 5 DCE point, and I hope all the members will support us to go beyond this mark this year again. So as you all know, today we have our area director, area F3 director, Rohini Nayak with us, and she's doing a club visit for our club. So please give a huge round of applause for the area director, Rohini Nayak.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So today we are having our 99th meeting as a club, right? And this is just we are just a meeting away from our 100th milestone session. So I request you all to stay tuned to the Toastmaster communication, which will start in few days, and some interesting thing will happen in our milestone session. Now let's welcome our Toastmaster of the day to move this session further with this unique theme what he has chosen today. Our Toastmaster of the day is someone who like to travel, who like to explore new places, new cuisine as well. So please welcome our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rajan Sahu.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, Gaurav. So I'm Rajan Sahu for Toastmasters of the day. I'll be conducting today's session for the Toastmasters. So today's session is a bit special. It's the 99th session. And so our theme is interestingly and obviously number 9. And that is odd. I mean, literally odd. The number 9 is odd. Yeah, you know now. So yeah, so it's not, it's odd, and I hope you will find the theme interesting today, and you would be very interactive. I would maybe I will try to make it interactive, fun, and we'll tell you some good trivias about 9, and some you already know, but something new you might know. So okay. So let me brief about the session. So, so we will be having various segments in today's session. So we will have prepared speeches, and then we will have table topic, and then by Aishwarya, and after that we will have the evaluation, and then we will have a report on like today's like how the session has been conducted. So okay, with that I would okay. So so for the evaluations, our I would like to introduce our today's general evaluator, that is Chitra, who is who likes who like who says that she is very lazy, but I don't think she is, and who has recently been starting a new hobby, which is gardening. And I would like to pass the baton to Chitra to continue the session.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajan. Yeah, I think you should talk to my son who keeps saying that I don't play with him when I'm very lazy. And that's where it was born. But again, I'd like to believe that I'm not. Having said that, good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and friends and guests. So I am the general evaluator for today. And for the benefits of guests and those who are new to the club, my role as a general evaluator is to watch the entire session and provide my feedback on each section of the meeting. So it is divided into 3 parts. First one is to introduce all the evaluators for the prepared speeches, and then to call upon the tag team for their respective roles. And finally, I will be giving my evaluation of the overall meeting with the help of the tag team members. Now, before I call upon the first evaluator for the prepared speech, can I call upon Toastmaster Nikesh? I believe he is not there. He's playing the role of the timer. Can somebody else take that role up?
Nikesh is playing our counter, I think.
Oh, sorry. Okay, Toastmaster Saurabha, who's playing the role of the of our counter. So Saurabha is somebody who loves to crochet and to Taylor Swift. Talk about Gen Z, huh? So, anyways, Toastmaster Saurabha, can you please introduce your role?
Good afternoon, all. I'm playing the role of timer today. My role as a timer is to monitor the prepared speech, table topics, and evaluations. At the end of the meeting, I will report the times of each participant. This will let you know if you delivered your presentation within the allotted time frame. For prepared speech, the timing is 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I will show the green light. At 6 minutes, I'll show the yellow light. At 7 minutes, I'll show the red card, and it will be visible in my background. For table topics, the duration is 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I'll show the green light. At 1.5 minutes, I'll show the yellow light. And at 2 minutes, I'll show the red light. Yeah. Thank you, Chitra, for introduction.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saurabha, for that introduction. So just to clarify, the speeches will be invalid or not counted for if it crosses a 7.5 minute mark or is less than 4.5 minute mark, and the same way for the table topics as well. So moving on to the next member of the tag team is the R counter. So Toastmaster Nikesh would be joining us shortly. In the meanwhile, I would be noting down the crutch words. So I'd be temporarily playing the role of R counter. For those of us who have not faced the wrath of R counter is somebody who notes down the crutch words and sounds, pauses and fillers like etc. So when a speaker uses any specific word repeatedly, like I mean, right, and things like that, I would also be noting them down and report at the end of the meeting when the general evaluator calls upon the counter. So the next role taker is the grammarian. So I would also be playing the role of grammarian today. So the role of grammarian is basically is like the language monitor of the class. So I pay close attention to the use of language and try to provide constructive feedback. I would also be introducing the word of the day, and I would encourage all of the members today to use the word, not just in the meeting today, in general, in your speeches henceforth. So I'll be projecting my screen. Just give me a moment. Let me see, know if you're able to see my screen. Oh, sorry. So the word of the day today is euphoric, which means marked by a great feeling of happiness and excitement. It is an adjective from the word euphoria. So generally it is used in the context of euphoric mood or feeling euphoric. So for example, when Argentina won the World Cup, my son was extremely euphoric. As an adverb, it is used euphorically. So somebody celebrated the victory euphorically. Just a fun fact, the first known use of the word euphoric was in the year 1888. Not sure what we do with that, but there it is. So with that, I'll be presenting my report once the general evaluator, that is me, calls me upon the stage. Back to the Toastmaster of the day, Rajan. Thank you.
Thank you, Chitra. So, okay. So I am getting euphoric. Like I'm in the cloud nine, I would say, because nine is the theme for today. So in the cloud nine, maybe at the end of the session, you will throw me from the cloud nine because you will be getting so bored with the word nine, hopefully. So, okay. Getting into the next section, that is prepared speeches. We have one prepared speech today, and from our not from our president only. So our president is somebody who likes to eat new foods and going to new places. And I would like to, I would like to call upon Gaurav for his prepared speech with the title "The Sofa." So Gaurav, the sofa, Gaurav.
Visible, right? Just give me a second. Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Rajan, for such a wonderful welcome. A very good afternoon, everyone. During my childhood days, I eagerly used to wait for my summer vacation. That was a time when my cousin used to visit my village, and we used to spend our long summer days happily. Things were smooth till second standard, but it was going to change when I moved to the third standard. It was the time of my third standard summer vacation, and very first time I received a very lengthy holiday homework. We all were not used to all these kind of things in our summer holidays, right? So what happened? One of our guardian decided that one of our aunt will be responsible for our holiday homework completion. So she came to us, she motivated us, and somehow we managed. We did it for a week. But after a week, something strange happened. The younger kids decided to revolt against it. And for 2 days, we didn't do any homework. Then our aunt got to know about this thing. She came and she tried to motivate us again. She was like very goal oriented about our holiday homework completion. So somehow our elder cousins, they got convinced with her. Maybe they might have built some of the analytical skills with their age. But I'm pretty much sure that was not the facts and figure which she told to them. It might be the treats and rewards by which they might got convinced. But we, the younger one, we were rebellion. We decided we are not going to do the homework. And once we decided that, we have to face the consequences, right? So they locked us to a room and they force us to do the homework. Now, before moving further, I would like to ask a question. Are you guys aware of millennial generation? Yeah, some faces are saying yes. Okay, let me explain it properly. So millennials are the people who born between 1977 to 1995. So I comes into that category. And my parents, they comes into the previous category, which is Generation X. So one major phenomena which I felt in their buying habit is everything what they are buying is an investment. The Gen X and the millennials, we also felt the same thing. And I also live in a joint family. So whatever comes to our family, it usually lasts for 20-25 years. So in such a way, few things becomes very dear to our heart. And we had such a thing in our family, that was the sofa. So this sofa was there in our family and it was very dear to everyone. It was pride of our family, but only used by the guests. Luckily or unluckily, on the day we were get locked into a room, that was the same room where the sofa was. So in the first half, we did complete our holiday homework, but we wanted to do something against the action which was taken upon us. So what happened? One of my cousin, she got a revolutionary idea. She started writing with pen on the sofa seat. I also felt it amusing. I also started doing that. But somehow I was not convinced. So I pushed little harder and it pierced the sofa seat. My pen pierced the sofa seat. I felt euphoric and all of us started doing that activity. After some time, like our sofa was down and everything was wasted there, we felt calm and content, but we realized something bad has happened to our dear sofa. And this news went like a wildfire to all the family members. My aunt didn't talk to me for the whole day. And she told, like, I will tell to your father in the evening. My father used to go to office. In the evening, he came and this story was told to him. She summoned all of us. We were like a scared goat in front of him. But surprisingly, he didn't punish us on that day. He asked us, why did we do that? We told him our reluctance because of this new change what we are facing in our summer vacation routine. So he understood that and he convinced us like why these kind of activities are important. And he told us some of his childhood stories, like what all mischievous acts he has done and what he has learned out of it. And it was a life-changing moment for me. After that, with that learning, what I realized, I applied these kind of things to any kind of change which I face in future. So in this event, my communication was indirect, not at all analytical. It was initiative but mischievous and not at all supportive. So these are the four kind of varieties what we see in the communication style. My aunt, who was goal-oriented for our holiday homework, she was like a direct communicator. We, the younger ones, we were like initiative but mischievous ones. We were the initiative communicator there. Our elder cousins, they analyzed the facts and figures shared by the aunt. They acted like an analytical communicator. And finally, my father, who listened to us and calmly he solved all the issues, he played a role of supportive communicator. One more important thing which I learned, there is no perfect communication style for all kind of scenario. We have to adapt based on the person we are dealing with. So when we are dealing with the direct communicators, we have to come to the point quickly. When we are dealing with analytical communicators, we have to tell them facts, figures, and give them things in the organized manner. Then only they will listen to you. When it comes to the initiative communicator, they are like fun-loving guys. They are sociable. So we have to let them express themselves. Then they will listen to you. And finally, the supportive one, they are always calm and dependable. So you have to be patient with them and you have to encourage them to share their opinion. So this is how we have to deal with different communication style. And in my opinion, our past builds our communication style. And what I have realized, I have built a supportive communication style. Sometimes I use direct and analytical, but I rarely use the initiative communication style now, maybe due to my past experience. But I feel this platform of Toastmasters is going to help me to improve in that area as well. So this was my so far story, and this is how I learned about my communication style. Thank you, everyone.
Very interesting and euphoric story, I would say, about the childhood. It made me think about my childhood. And it made me think about something, what I would say. You remember earlier, like 5, 10 years back, when you were downloading something and at the 99%, it get cancelled. Like after hours of hard work went away. So that was my childhood that I think of. Speaking of 99, so that I wanted to tell you. Uh, okay, now moving on. I would like to ask our today's evaluator Nithya for her speech objective for today.
Hey, hi. Good afternoon, all the Toastmasters. Sorry, and a
Good
very happy
afternoon.
New Year to all of you. Probably, I could have explained the role a little earlier, but that's fine. But since already Gaurav has provided his speech, yes, his speech is on a communication style, and probably what's expected is an organized speech with an aspect of communication style, and the speech can either express his own communication style or the impact of communication style. And also the speech may be of any form. It could be humorous, informational, or any style that he can prefer to use. So I'll come back with my report or the evaluation for Gaurav's speech at the in the evaluation section when general evaluator Chitra calls for the speech evaluation. So thank you, everyone. Over to you, Toastmaster Ranjan. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nithya. Okay, so before continuing, I have a very small question to guys who come to office. So have you been to MLCP anytime? Like anyone park the? Okay. So do you remember what is the parking level number? Like which level you park on?
I park in the basement.
Oh, that's not MLCP, that's multi-level.
MLCP, I think I
9
park
lower,
at 9.
upper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
9.
Correct.
Hmm.
So ever wonder how is it ninth floor? And when you enter the Radisys, it's seventh floor. It's a big question mark, like like nine because our theme is nine. So anywhere nine could come anytime. So be prepared. So talking about the question mark. So hundreds of years ago, what happened? The number nine, the symbol was like a question mark, just without the dot. So that was the little trivia I wanted to tell you. So now let's continue for our table topics. For table topics, our table topic master for today is Aishwarya, who is very fun loving and who likes to pursue lots of different range of hobbies in her free time. So now calling upon today's Toastmaster, table topic master, Aishwarya.
Thank you, Rajan. Hello and good afternoon, everyone. It is such a pleasure and honor to be leading the table topics today on what I can only call a milestone session before a milestone session. Very similar to what Rajan has prepared for the day. 9 is the theme. The table topics are somewhat similar, so I will bring them up right away and then we can get started. Sharing my screen. All right, how many of you know this show? Okay, can everybody see my screen? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
So, it is the theme of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but I can, even if you haven't watched the show, that's fine because the table topics are not related to the show itself. So let's move on. These are the images. There are 9. So who would like to go first? Any volunteers?
I can try.
Sure, Rohini, our guest for today. Please. Which number would you pick? Or if you know the names of the characters.
I can't see. I don't have my specs, but then, I'll go with 9, my favorite number. And
Okay,
the theme-
9.
Yeah.
Very nice. 9 is Gina Linetti, probably the sassiest character on the show. And the theme is, would you rather have a body of a 99-year-old and the mind of a 9-year-old, or the mind of a 99-year-old and the body of a 9-year-old?
Neither. As a child, I remember, thanks for this topic. It's a lovely topic, and I love telling stories. And good afternoon, everyone. I'm not sure you millennial kids have heard of the story or not. So the story goes, there's this old lady, always perched on her chair, on her rocking chair, and then keeps looking at one young girl who's all the time very, carefree, running around, and she's so happy all the time. But then the girl is very poor and the old lady is quite rich, but the only thing that she does not have is the youth, and then she's confined to this chair. So she's so upset. So she actually decides to trade it with this poor girl. Say, like, I'll give you all the riches in the world, everything that I have, but let's trade our body. And they do that. And this young girl who was all carefree all the time, running around and very happy in life, is now confined, and then she regrets that trade-off. So for me, I think it's like 9-year-old. But if you ask me, you have to choose, then probably I would go with the body of a 9-year-old, because I can be active. Okay. And it's okay to be, but then it's like, if you have a body of a 9-year-old and also the mind of a 9-year-old, so you are less presumptuous. You can enjoy what you want. You really don't have to worry about what others think. Not that at 99-year-old, but then you look a little more matured. So my choice would be more leaning towards that than anything. So that's my take on it. Thank you very much. Lovely topic.
That's great. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rohini. I have to say, I probably agree. Having a young mind with a young body is largely preferable, because at least that way you get to unlearn and relearn things, in my opinion, and really enjoy your childhood and your youth. Have proper euphoric moments, things that an older person might not necessarily have the advantage of. Okay, moving on. Any volunteers? Chitra, would you like to go?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, Jake, the hero.
Jake, all right, and proposal scene no less. Okay, what does Jake have for us? What is the most memorable 9th episode of any show you have watched?
Oh my God, I don't remember the episode numbers of any of the shows that I have watched, but probably I am assuming this is the 9th episode for no apparent reason. But in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, there was this episode where there is a dentist who is supposed to be a murder suspect, and he is called upon. And then Jake and Holt is supposed to go to some opera, which he cancels. And then both of them interrogate this guy and, talk a lot. And they both employ a lot of methods to get this guy to confess, because they do not have any evidence. And they kind of take you through various methods of interrogation and trying to break this guy down. And somehow it is the psychological and the mind games that they play with this guy. I'm not sure if you guys remember this episode. So then at the end, like literally from late in the night, whole morning they work. Within 12 hours, when they can hold this guy in custody, they employ methods like how he acts as a dumb cop. And then at one point, he even plays very, very horrible guitar music to irritate him into confession, which looks like my speech is veering into that territory now. But anyways, so it's a very interesting episode where they show a lot of angles of how people talk to each other, and within a room, just by talking, they get to the point where somebody admits to a crime. So yeah, that is, I think, one of my favorite episodes of any show that I have watched. Thanks, Aishwarya, for this topic, and back to you now.
Thank you, Chitra. I don't particularly remember that episode, although when you said guitar music, it sort of struck a chord. If I were to say, I think Game of Thrones as a show made the ninth episode very famous. And usually in the entire series, every season, the ninth episode would be the most shocking. So the very, very famous ninth episodes are one called The Red Wedding or The Battle of the Bastards. And these are brilliant, brilliant episodes. But Brooklyn Nine-Nine is in entirety a brilliant show. So, all right, moving on. Who would like to go next? Rajan, would you like to go? Have a
Sure.
look. All right. Which one would you pick?
The first one, I would say.
Okay, Terry. Terry loves his yogurt. What memories do you have from when you were about 9 years old?
One memory, okay, that 99 download was not that memory. That memory. Let me think. That's a very, I should share it or not? Let me share it. So what happened when I was very young, my mom used to like cross-dress me. So she dressed me as a girl. So I did not know anything about male, female, anything, nothing. And then I used to play around with my friends and everywhere at that time. And what happened that I was playing and I was playing and I fell inside the sewer. So I was crying a lot, and with that frog, like that frog was soaked in very like soaked in that, and I went back crying to my mother. So that was very fun story when I was about a 9 year old. So that is the story. Yep. So
Thank you, Rajan. Wow, those are cross-dressing. As I know that it has happened more than once in the history of babies. I know a lot of mums have
I think
been.
mothers do that. I
Yeah,
guess. Like,
mothers do that. They love dressing their kids as if it's a boy, then as a girl, or a
yeah.
girl as a boy. And honestly, they make for very cute photos. So I'm sure you have
Yeah.
lovely pictures since then.
Hmm.
Okay, moving on. Who else? Gaurav. Okay, Gaurav.
Yeah. I will take number 8.
Number 8. Boyle, Jake's best friend. Oh, this is an interesting one. You have an opportunity to designate 9 wonders of the world. Which 9 would you pick? They don't have to include the current ones.
Let me think. You have an opportunity to designate 9 wonders of the world. Which 9 would you pick? Okay, one question I have to Aishwarya. So when I choose 9 wonders, I have to explain it why, or if I choose, then it will become 9 wonders and people have to adjust to that.
For the purposes of this gathering, do explain it to us if you can. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure once you choose your 9 wonders, people will just accept it. We are the panel though.
Choosing 9 numbers is a big task here. Maybe I will repeat something in between. Okay, so maybe I will choose 9 categories, and based on the categories, I will designate the 9 wonders, because I feel like every category should have chance. So one category should be on the episodes what we watch. So these like on Netflix we have a lot of shows, right? And I think that is going to be most debatable one, because we have different people having different thoughts. But I would like to have this category, because if we have a judging panel, I would like them to take some pain as well. And my opinion will be friends will be there on the top. But if you have someone, some other suggestion, they can come and counter that. Next category should be on the food. Even though I don't like stick to one food, as Rajan also said, I try to switch one food to another. But yeah, I think the Rajma Chawal could be one thing which should be one of the wonder, because if you go to some Desi dhaba, they prepare it very nicely. The next one, what I think, food. Okay, then next thing should be on the sports side. I'm not sure if you are aware of not, there is a sport named Bagh Bakri. There we used to create a triangle. There will be 3 goats, and then on the bottom there will be one section where there will be one tiger. So it's a very local game. On the local places it will be played, and you goats will have to like cover the tiger. If they will cover it and tiger is not having any other way to go, then he is trapped. And if they will miss that chance, then tiger will just cross them and eat them. So that is one sport I want to add it as a 9th wonder. What else? Sports, food, TV shows. Then I'm not getting much. Yeah, few places we can have in that. And places, when I say I would like to create a place where 3D models can be presented of all beautiful stuff, like virtual, not virtual, a physical model of Taj Mahal, not that big one, but at least a place where unique things will be identified or unique thing will be placed related to that model. So I want to create a place where all those 7 wonders will be played, so that people like us who are not having time to visit all places individually, they can visit one place and cover all those things. And then on the river side, I would like to designate one river, like our river Ganga, right? That's very holy. So that can be another wonder. Place, river, what else? India, I will declare India as another wonder, because it's a country where we have a variety of people, right? Variety of food, variety of languages. And if we start collecting the possibilities what India have, that is enormous, right? So India as a country will be the wonder, and people should take it as a standard. Then I think when, okay, wonder of this world, right? We are not going to moon or anywhere. Okay. These are the 6 items. I think I'm overshooting the time, but I will leave to you guys to choose another 3. And yeah, I rest my case. Thank you.
I have to admit, Gaurav, I think this is a very unique perspective on choosing the wonders, because yes, I did, of course, not specify what kind of wonders. So I definitely wasn't expecting Bagh Bakri to be there, a part of it. That's fantastic, and kudos to your imagination. Okay, moving on. Saurabha, Nitya, one of you, would you like to go? Attempt.
Sure, Shreya.
Great.
Can you
Nitya.
help me on what other numbers are?
Yes, so 1 has been taken, 3 has been taken, 8 and 9 have been taken. So we have 2 and the entire middle row and number 7.
I will go by 7.
7, okay. Amy. Oh, wow. You have 99 minutes of invisibility as a superpower. What would you do?
Invisibility is something probably the very first time I understand the concept with the Harry Potter. There is a small bed sheet or something that he puts on his, and then he's invisible, and the many mischievous he has done I mean, after being invisible. So probably the concept I think I could have understand with that. Yeah. So if I am invisible, um, yeah, there is a lot more wonderful things that we can do if we are invisible. First thing is probably everyone would be curious to know what others gossiping about us, right? So that's probably one thing. And we can pick certain people and then go to them and understand are they really gossiping about us. And probably in many probably if I take a war field, the invisibility plays a major role. um, from talking bits and pieces, if it is a story, it could have helped. So if I am invisible, probably in yeah, during a college time where everyone want to bunk class and do whatever, go wherever you like. So probably there it could have really helped if the superpower is there. And yeah, probably I'm running out of options. So thank you for this opportunity. Over to you, Aishwarya. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just pushed into a corner with like, hey, you're invisible for 99 minutes, I think I agree. I would want to know what other people are saying about me. I am a very curious cat like that. It's human nature, isn't it? Okay, moving on. Saurabha, would you like to take a shot?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. Which one would you like to pick?
Number 4.
Number 4, Holt it is. Our captain. Oh, captain, my captain. I have 99 problems.
Well, I mean, who doesn't? Everybody has problems and they don't count it. If they did count it, would definitely cross 99. Is it 99 problems, or is it problems, but we just think about, okay, this problem exists. This problem exists because of that problem. So it is one more problem. That person is causing that problem. So it is one more problem. So it adds on up to 99 and we stop at 99. Is it that? I'm not sure. But it's a good thing if we don't count up to 99 problems at all. That's a better way to think about life, I would say. The best way to do would be maybe count only one problem at a moment and then solve it and move on to the next problem and solve it. So thinking about 99 problem at once would be a little bit counterintuitive when it comes to solving problems. So it's a better way if we solve the problem which is in hand. That's the first problem, instead of focusing on all the 99 problems we have in our life. So in this case, only in this case, one is bigger than 99, because 99 might be big in terms of number of problems, but it is not useful at all. So one problem is a big advantage, I'd say, to concentrate on only one and then move on to the next one when it comes to solving problems. That's my take on 99 problems. Thank you.
Wow, Saurabh. That is some very philosophical stuff that you have right there. Maybe, are you sure you're not a philosophy major? Are you sure you're an engineer? We have 4 more topics left, and I see Nikesh has joined us. Nikesh, would you like to have a go at one of these topics?
Yeah.
Okay.
This from the I have watched this it.
Okay, so let me tell you, number 2 is available. Number 5 and number 6, these 3 are available. So which one would you?
Yeah, just so that I have some context, like I have to elaborate on this, or like I
No,
have to...
you just pick a number and that will take you to the topic that you will have to speak on for 2 minutes.
Okay, 5.
5, okay. What is your favorite 9 o'clock TV program?
Thing is, I don't watch TV, but if I have to pick, What is my favorite kind of TV program? Usually at 9 o'clock, I would be watching podcast, Joe Rogan podcast. So it's not a TV program as such, but I like Joe Rogan and I like listening to him. So the way that podcast is made, it's like it's there is no particular, like there will be an agenda, but most of the time that agenda will be violated, and they will be talking about random stuff, about random things, and the way that guy presents stuff, that's what that's what captures me. So Joe Rogan, he used to be a commentator for MMA, and then he now comments on anything and everything. Like he has an opinion on everything, and that's basically his job. So initially, when he started off the podcast, he was like he would just invite anyone, like everybody. If you say like the epoch, like Nazis were great, he will listen to you. He will listen to your opinion, and he would like that's the thing. It's very raw, and he won't. Uh, he will listen to you, and he won't tell you that your views are wrong. He might tell you, but he won't just attack you like that. And that's the thing about this podcast that captures me. But right now, it's like as more and more people started viewing that, then it became kind of like following the social norms. He won't just bring about anyone, but some of the podcast is like with Professor Andrew Huberman and all. It was pretty knowledgeable. We could find out stuff. We could listen to a wide array of people. Like there were people like stand-up comedians, and there was Elon Musk. Like the spectrum is kind of extremely diverse. So you can understand how different people think and how they deal with a problem if at all they are faced with a problem. Yeah, so that is my favorite 9 o'clock TV program, the Joe Rogan podcast, but it's not a TV program, it's kind of like a podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, Nikesh, that is really interesting. I think I will definitely give this a shot, give this a listen. Joe Rogan, you've definitely piqued my interest. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, thank you, Ashwin. Thank you.
Okay, we have two points left. I don't know if we have the time, but is there anybody does anybody want to go once again? Or shall we conclude and then hand over to the Toastmaster of the day? I think we can conclude the table topic session then. I will hand it over to the Toastmaster of the day, but not before I do this. Anybody who's seen this show knows exactly where this is from. All right, that's from me, and over to you once again, Toastmaster of the day, Rajan.
Thank you, Ashwarya. That was really cool, I would say. So, see, you mentioned curious cat, right? So, uh, speaking of cats, so uh, so Saurabha has a very cute cat called Bhagyaraj, and she definitely, I think people say that cats have 9 lives. So Saurabha was once telling me that she has done so much mischief, and she must be having more than 9 lives. So it's not a she, it's a he. So more than 9 lives. Speaking of cats' 9 lives, like uh, since cats, like people say about the 9 lives, but in different cultures, like for example, in Turkish and Arabic legend, cats have 6 lives. So I tried to dig deep into it, like how it happened that cats have 9 lives, but since I could not find it enough, like the exact reason. But since I think they have so much agility and so much energy, what would say, like they generally do so much mischief and still they are alive. People say that they have 9 lives. So that's some trivia for you. And hmm, also 9 is everywhere. For example, it's in Greek mythology, it's in Hindu mythology, um, everywhere. So let me tell you some about uh, different things. For example, in Chinese, 9 is a very it's considered to be a very good number and it's related to dragons. So have you seen yin yang? So those are sometimes depicted by two dragons following each other. So it's a symbol of balance. Uh, 9, the current modern day 9 resembles 6, the inverted 6 right now. So earlier it also used to look like 2 and 3 as well. So that is very, like, I thought to be very new, like how a number 9 could be like so too much about it. Okay, so let's continue for the evaluation section. Now I would like to press the button to our general evaluator, Chitra, for this.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajan. So before I start my evaluation for the day, I would like to call upon the timer for today, Toastmaster Saurabha, to present her report. Toastmaster Saurabha, can you have the timing report for today?
Yes, I'll share my screen. Uh, for prepared speech, Gaurav has taken 7 minutes, 2 seconds, which is right on time. Then for evaluation introduction, Nitya has taken 50 seconds. For table topic 1, Rohini has taken 1 minute, 49 seconds, which is well within the limit. For topic 2, actually, I was disconnected for a bit, but I think Chitra has taken around 2 minutes, not more or not less. Rajan has taken nearly 1 minute. Gaurav has taken 3 minutes, 30 seconds, which is well beyond the time limit. But yeah, it was a very nice speech, Gaurav. Thank you for that. Nitya has taken 1 minute, 49 seconds. I have taken 1 minute, 29 seconds. Nikesh has taken 2 minutes, 20 seconds. That's the timer report from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saurabha. So I would also be calling upon Nitya as the evaluator for Gaurav's speech. Perhaps you can take the timing report for that and present it after Nitya's evaluation. So can I call upon Toastmaster Nitya for evaluating Gaurav's speech?
Yeah. The sofa was the perfect timing. For the first time, I have observed a speaker finish her speech when the red card is just shown. So there was like a perfect timing. So kudos on that. So maintaining a time, since a very beginning speech, I find it really tough. Mostly I'll be under time rather than over time. So that was like a perfect timing that I've seen. That's great. So the revenge, the sofa, the mischievous kid, this story, you have bundled it very nicely. And I like the way that you have structured a story, and then you were explaining us what uh, the each probably it's like a kid's book that I have felt. In a kid's book, there will be a story. At the end, there will be some kind of a questions, or you have to map against something. So that kind of a little workshop that you have given to us, and you made us understand the concept as such, the communication style as such. So on a lighter note, in my opinion, probably when you have started, since it's a very childhood story, or like we all can connect to it very easily, you could have asked the audience a question: what could have you done during your holidays, right? So that probably connects them and understand, okay, it's about something childhood. Usually, at least I feel euphoric when I hear about something about childhood. It really kindles some memory, something new. So that could have connected the audience very well. Probably that's on a lighter note. And the story, in my opinion, it was a very slow paced story. You could have made it even more vibrant with your either in voice modulation or pauses at the you had many situations that way in your story as such. So that's on a minor note, but your structure is something really amazing. Even I mean, I couldn't provide my next communication style story. I was thinking how that is possible, but you made me understand that it's in a simple way you have did that. So it's a kudos on that. And the sofa an investment and millennial, and you brought the Gen X and millennial. It was very informative, and it was a nice way that you introduced the sofa. Probably that I would really like to say, introducing your topic in the middle of the speech, right? So that's something. It was really a great job, though it's but you have done it in a very nice way. So kudos on that. um, yeah, so that's all I have, and it was a wonderful speech, and you showed it how communication style can be understood in a very simple way. So all the very best for your future speeches. Thank you, Gaurav. Over to you, Chitra.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nitya, for that very comprehensive report. So while we are at it, Toastmaster Saurabh, can you provide Nitya's timing report?
Nitya has taken 3 minutes 5 seconds, which is well within the time limit.
Okay, thanks, Saurabh. So Toastmaster Gaurav, I would like to say that it is one of the most innovative speeches in communication style that I have heard in recent times. So generally, I mean, we all say that when you tell a personal story, it connects really well with everybody. And through that personal story, you explained the various communication style. I think at the end of the speech, you very nicely summarized with your opinion as well, which was done really well, especially a story about summer vacations and cousins visiting and the much dreaded holiday homework, right? So, I mean, everybody had memories of their childhood when you explained that story. And at the end, you summarized it very beautifully. Very few minor things more. I mean, I think Nitya pretty much already kind of summed up the evaluation really well. But a few things that move the virtual background, it would be easier to see your body language, because sometimes when your hand moves, it is distorting. Like currently, it is difficult to see. It is the same way, right? So that is one very minor thing. And the other thing was, like Nitya also pointed out, is probably a little more incidents or the pace of the story be picked up, and some more audience interaction, like of how, I mean, asking simple questions like, did you visit your cousin's place during your vacation, or how much you like to do holiday homework, or some rhetorical questions which anybody could answer, would have drawn the people even more in. That's all that I had, but an extremely creative speech on something that has been done over and over again. So congratulations, Toastmaster Gaurav, great job. Toastmaster Nitya, I don't have a lot of evaluation comments on your evaluation, because I think you pretty much summed it up very nicely and neatly. I don't see anything that I could add much there. So yeah, moving on to the R counter now. Toastmaster Nikesh, would you like to present the report for today's meeting?
Yeah, sure. So the counter, like, I joined a bit late, so thank you, Chitra, for helping me generate the report. I'm just presenting what Chitra made. Okay, so Nitya had 4 hours, Aishwarya 6, Rohini 1, Rajan has about more than 10, Gaurav 2 and 2 hours, and Nitya 8. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you. Moving on to Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nikesh. So moving on to the general evaluation for today, I must say it was a little difficult to play 3 roles at the same time, but I hope I have done some amount of justice to this. So starting with the meeting timing, we started 3 minutes late. So as a club, we take pride in the fact that we start on time. So hopefully next meeting onwards, we strive harder to be on time and start the meetings on time. Now, to sum up the meeting, right, there was a lot of talk about generations, millennial, Gen Z, and my favorite, the Taylor Swift. So I think that's the beauty of Toastmasters meeting, right? So many generation meet together, even though there's not so much generation gap, but we all come together and try to combat this common fear that we have, that is public speaking probably. So it's a wonderful thing that we all meet here, discuss these things on fortnightly basis. So having said that, I think first things first, as a general evaluator comment to myself, I did not call the speech evaluator during my introduction portion to explain the objectives. Thanks Toastmaster Rajan for covering up on that. Then moving on to Toastmaster Rajan, the Toastmaster of the day. What an interesting theme, and so many new and nice trivias about number 9. And very nicely, you called back to the circle back to that curious cat and explained about the 9 lives of cat. And I really like that 6 and 9 being yin yang. Sorry, I can't say that properly. Okay. And so the only thing that probably we could have like improvised on was ask people some questions. It could be like their favorite numbers, or the what 9 means to them in their lives, or anything like that. So a little bit more audience interaction would have made it even better. Otherwise, yeah, it was an extremely creative session where there was circling back to a specific number every time. Now, I think Gaurav's evaluation I already provided. So, yeah, I will sum up the grammarian report at the end. Yeah. So next is the table topic session. So wow, Aishwarya, how creative and interesting. I think from the beginning of doing Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which is one of my favorite shows, to each and every table topic where there was a callback to 9 and extremely relatable and easy to talk on. Great job. And you had excellent feedback and comments after each speech too, which kept the session very interesting and rolling very nicely. So yeah, all in all, a great table topic session. Toastmaster Rohini, I think, had to leave. But yeah, really nice speech delivered by her about being a 9-year-old and a 99-year-old. Then I spoke. I don't have opinions on myself. So Toastmaster Rajan, as a table topic speaker, way to go. I cannot imagine how embarrassing it must be for you even now to look at those photos. No, I mean, and telling the forum about cross-dressing and falling into a sewer in a same speech. So very brave. Congratulations. Next is Toastmaster Gaurav. So I think you hit it out of the park when you said India is a world wonder. I think it is like the sixer of today, or the home run, or whatever you want to call. But my God, how much thought behind assigning 9 wonders and nicely categorizing. It is like, I mean, you could make an Excel sheet out of your speech and to summarize. And I mean, I skipped lunch today, and the callback to Rajma Chawal kind of got my stomach grumbling and roaring. Excellent speech. Nitya, I think you had me at Harry Potter and the Cloak of Invisibility. Always a great way to start a speech. And then you moved on to what are the various use cases for being invisible. Really well done. And that's a better way to think about life. One is bigger than 99. I think these can be those Sadhguru posters that everybody puts in their WhatsApp status. Amazing. I don't know how you come up with them on the spot, but it was extremely great to hear. It didn't feel like somebody so young could talk at that level. Awesome. Then Toastmaster Nikesh. Uh, I don't watch TV was, I think, the tagline for your speech, and it was like the best thing one can do, I guess, right? And I really liked how you stressed on somebody's USP being listening. I think that is something that we rarely do these days, and like probably what Toastmasters inculcates in us, right? So great speech there as well. Now back to the grammarian's report. So a great session all in all. I would say a lot of good usages like revolt against, rebellion, revolutionary, curious cat, etc. The words were repeated like new, etc. And some words like which were not specific and kind of makes the experience a little vague, like this thing. And there were a few small grammatical errors in some speeches, which you could probably look into. And other than that, what is it? Nitya, Aishwarya, Gaurav, and Rajan used the word of the day. There was one instance of word of the day usage where, while that usage was not incorrect, but probably nostalgic would have been a better word to use there instead of euphoric. Other than that, yeah, that's all that I have from the grammarian and the general evaluators report. Back to you, Toastmaster Rajan.
Thank you so much for this wonderful evaluation, Chitra. I think that sums a lot of it. Like everybody knew insights about their speeches in today's session. Um, so now I would like to ask for the. I think this is the session where it's time for feedback and voting. So yeah.
Rajan, I have shared the links in our chat. So first link is for feedback, and second link is for the voting. People can use the voting link now, and for feedback, I will send it over email as well.
Sure. So till everybody is voting, I would have more trivias online that I would like to share. So according opposite to popular belief, Dettol does not kill 99% of the germs. So that is one. We should be careful. So also, does anybody know the Julius Caesar story? Anyone? Yeah. So please share about that, Aishwarya. What is, if you know about it?
Mainly because I studied it extensively in 9th and 10th grade. But what exactly would you like me to say? Julius Caesar was one of the trifecta of the aristocrats of Rome, and eventually the other two died, which left Julius Caesar as the only aristocrat left. And the people wanted to crown him king, and he declined 3 times. 3 times he was offered, and 3 times, sorry, I go into Mark Antony very easily. Friends, Roman countrymen. That's how much I've studied this. But
That's too much,
yes,
I guess.
there were. But what is important, I think, especially because there are, we're talking about going with the theme. I think there were 9 people who stabbed him. The last one being Brutus, his best friend, and hence the line "Et tu, Brute, then fall Caesar." So, yeah.
Actually, I was specifically asking for that part, like Brutus stab. Yeah. So apparently, but what I feel is that was correct, that he should be stabbed. Like why I will tell you. Like earlier, before Brutus, what he did is he changed the calendar, you know. So like he added, I think, June and July to the calendar. And earlier, the September and November were the 7th and 9th month, you know. So Sept is for 7 and Nov is for 9. So now it's not. So that's why I think Brutus stabbed him. That's another reason, I guess. So another 9 there. So he changed the 9 from November. So that was that. So anybody, maybe last question we should discuss. One more question. Do you know like why the prices of the products end with 9s? Like it's 99 rupees, 399 rupees, 1999, 2999. Have you think of it like products the MRP is like if you buy something, it's 1,999. Or maybe you recharge your phone, it's 699, 599 instead.
Because psychologically it feels like it's in 500s
It's
and
less.
not lesser. Yeah.
Correct. So that is actually correct. It's called psychological pairing. So we associate more with the leftmost alpha, the character. So 599, we will think it's near 500 rather than 600. So that was one thing. Also, the other ways, like people generally don't buy in like odd numbers. Like we try to end in whole numbers. So what we will do earlier, like we got to get some small toffees and all with that the leftover money. So that is one thing that I have. So that's
Just
what.
want to add one point. We have 7 participants here. I have received 5 responses. So if someone is facing issue, let me know. We'll check. So voting form we can submit now. Feedback form we can do later as well. I will send the feedback link over email after the meeting. Here's the 6th one. I think Rajan, you have added now. Nikesh, Saurabh, you guys have submitted the form.
Yeah. Yeah, I have submitted.
Okay. Okay, I think we can. Rajan, do you have more points to share? Maybe we can wait for Nitya. I think Nitya might have missed it.
Yeah, I'm finished with my 9 trivias. Maybe I bored you a lot.
Okay.
But yeah, that's I'm done.
Yeah, I got the responses now. Okay, we don't have the certificates ready, but I will just announce the result and I will share the certificates today, end of the day. So best role player award, it goes to Toastmaster Chitra for playing multiple roles in a very good way. It's very difficult to check all those things in one session. So kudos to that. Thanks for taking multiple roles. We'll ensure like next time we are not having this kind of thing. One person, one role, will stick to that. But yeah, thanks for taking that today. The next one is best table topic speaker. Okay, yeah, thanks everyone. It goes to me. So yeah, it was yeah, that concludes our today's voting segment as well. On the closing remark for today's session, I just want to add today is the 99th session and our 100th, the milestone session is going to happen in I think after 2 weeks. So we'll start sending communication over email in few days. So stay tuned to that. And if you guys have any suggestion or anything you want to change, or if you want to add something in our meetings as well, you can always write in the feedback segment. So we send a feedback form where we give the person and the role what he played. But under the president segment, you can always write if there is any generic suggestion which you want to add for our club meeting to make it a better one, or if you have a generic suggestion for Toastmaster Club SoundBytes, like in general, so you can add it in the president section. Yeah, with that, I would like to close our today's meeting. Officially, it is closed. If you have something, you can share. Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks everyone. Bye bye. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a
Thanks,
nice day,
everyone.
everyone.
Bye.